In the heart of the Canadian wilderness, where the whispers of the wind mingle with the rustling leaves and the crystal-clear waters of remote lakes teem with elusive trout, there existed a place of serene beauty and hidden mysteries. Miles away from civilization, where the only sounds were the calls of the loons and the occasional splash of a leaping fish, a man named Jacob sought solace and adventure. Jacob, a seasoned angler with a deep passion for trout fishing, had heard tales of a pristine lake hidden deep in the woods of Canada, untouched by the hands of modernity. Determined to experience the thrill of catching the elusive native trout rumored to inhabit its waters, Jacob packed his fishing gear, camping supplies, and a heart filled with excitement. With each step into the wilderness, he felt the grip of civilization loosen, and the wild embrace him in its untamed arms. The journey to the secret lake was arduous, as Jacob navigated through dense thickets and crossed babbling brooks. The air was crisp, and the scent of pine lingered, creating a symphony of nature that accompanied him on his expedition. Days turned into nights, and Jacob camped under the twinkling stars, finding solace in the crackling campfire and the gentle lullabies of the forest. After days of exploration, Jacob finally stumbled upon the hidden gem he had sought. The lake lay before him like a mirror, reflecting the towering trees and endless sky. Excitement surged within him as he cast his line into the pristine waters, hoping for the catch of a lifetime. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting hues of orange and purple across the sky, Jacob felt a gentle tug on his line. The thrill of the fight against a strong fish coursed through him as he skillfully reeled in a magnificent trout. It sparkled like a gem, its scales catching the last rays of sunlight. Jacob marveled at his achievement, grateful for the opportunity to witness such beauty in the heart of the wilderness. However, as he admired his catch, an eerie silence fell over the lake. The usual sounds of nature seemed to vanish, leaving only the distant hooting of an owl. Unsettled, Jacob looked around, sensing a subtle shift in the atmosphere. The air itself seemed charged with an unknown energy, and he felt a prickle on the back of his neck. As he packed up his gear and prepared to leave, a low growl echoed through the trees. Jacob froze, his senses heightened. He strained to identify the source of the sound, realizing that the forest, which had once felt like a friend, now harbored an unseen menace. Out of the shadows emerged a tribe of creatures that sent shivers down Jacob's spine. Half human, half canine, these beings resembled Dogman. Covered in fur, with piercing eyes that glowed like embers, they moved with an otherworldly grace. Jacob's heart pounded as he witnessed the surreal sight, unsure if he had stumbled upon a dream or a nightmare. The Dogmen surrounded him, their growls escalating into an eerie chorus that reverberated through the trees. Jacob, paralyzed by fear, could feel their eyes scrutinizing him. It was as if they could sense the intrusion into their sacred domain, and their territorial instincts kicked in. Without warning, the Dogmen lunged forward, their feral instincts taking over. Jacob, driven by pure adrenaline, sprinted through the forest, branches whipping against his face. The haunting echoes of the pursuing Dogmen filled the air, and panic gripped him. Through the tangled maze of trees and underbrush, Jacob pushed his body to its limits. The relentless pursuit of the Dogmen spurred him forward, his breath ragged, and his legs burning. The moon cast an ethereal glow on the scene, adding to the surreal nightmare that unfolded beneath the ancient canopy. As Jacob raced through the wilderness, he glimpsed fleeting shadows and heard the relentless pursuit closing in. The Dogmen, with their supernatural speed, were gaining ground. The forest, once a sanctuary, now felt like a trap closing in on him. Just as despair threatened to consume him, Jacob burst into a clearing. Before him lay the lake, its calm surface reflecting the moonlight. Desperation fueled him as he dove into the icy waters, swimming with all his might. The Dogmen hesitated at the water's edge and paced about. One ventured forth a few feet, but stopped when the water reached its knees. With each stroke, Jacob distanced himself from the pursuing Dogmen. The water was his refuge, a barrier that separated him from the supernatural beings that guarded the secrets of the forest. Exhausted and shivering, he reached the opposite shore, the Dogmen watching from a distance, eerily silent. From that day forward, Jacob carried the memory of his harrowing encounter with the Dogmen, a tale he shared with only a select few who dared to believe in the wonders hidden within the heart of the wilderness.